Welcome back, guys, to episode 6 of the outdoor dining table project that we've been going on for the last couple of months. In the last video, we got the legs on it, and we got it flipped over, so it's now sitting on its own legs, which is kind of fun. No more sawhorses needed for that. This is a fun one. We're going to get into a final sand on the top, and then also get a coat of oil on it as well, which really is going to bring out kind of the final product and the grains and everything that we see there, which we'll check out at the end. So, again, thanks for watching, and let's go. Alright, so we are back here with doing the final sand on the top of the large outdoor table here. We got to a pretty good sand before, but with having it upside down on the sawhorses as we finish the other side, I wanted just to go over and just touch up any of the marks and yeah, just make sure that we have a good finish on it to accept the finish. And the finish, I've been going back and forth on this. Originally, I was going to do an epoxy top on it just to get a bit more of the just more protection and just from getting hit and dinged and that kind of stuff, which I still may do. I probably will, actually. So I think what I've come to now is I'm going to do a Osmo finish on the top. Sand it, get it to where I want, do an Osmo finish over the whole thing, let that dry. Then I will go back with the epoxy and do a thin coat over that. One of my main reasons for that is there's a decent amount of cracks here, you know, even divots like this where the water is just going to sit in it and just eventually rot it away no matter how well oiled it is. So I'm going to fill those all in, give you a nice flat surface to work with and better protection. So anyways, that's what I'm doing right now. I'll be using the big boy. I got 220 on here right now. I'll go over, get all the majority of everything I want. Then I'll go back with the smaller orbital to be able to get kind of around the edges and the side a bit more, just to be able to have a little more control. Probably do a 400, 600, depending on what I'm feeling at the time. I do want the oil to get in there as well, so I don't want to close up the grains too much by going too high of a grit. Another perk of that is the epoxy doesn't do well with big pores in the wood. It allows oxygen or air to get in there, comes up and can bubble and kind of ruin your finish. So the oil is going to kind of calm that down, won't be as many bubbles to work with there. So anyways, but we do have it up on legs now. So you can kind of get the, excuse the mess down here, kind of get the general look of what this sucker is going to look like. As you saw with the bottom side, once you get the oil on there, it's just a lot better and yeah, pops really well. So anyways, but that's the general look. I like it. We're going to be burying these about 6 inches in the ground just to get the correct height on it. But for now, yeah, it's looking good. Oops, sorry. Looking good, and let's get to sanding. Alright, at this time I got it all nice and sanded down. I hit the edges too, cleaned those all up. Those are going to look really nice with the oil on it. Got the Osmo oil ready to go. Let's get it on, and I'm really excited for this. This is what's going to show us what we're going to be seeing finished product. This oil, as you saw on the bottom, really makes everything pop. The epoxy does as well, but I want to get this down just as a nice base. It's going to show us what we got. All these grains are going to pop. Let's do it and take a look. Alright, well guys, it's looking good. Just so you know, I did not do the oil down in my part I'd routed out. I'm going to probably have to be sanding that and reroutering the outside, as well as I will cut the plexiglass to a little bit bigger so that I can router it in to make sure it fits really good. So wasn't worth me doing that now. I'm going to be going over that again anyways, so just let that go for now. But let me turn the camera around here. Sucker's looking good. Obviously everything's popping on it. Not the best light. It's 11:30 at night here, so I'm all under you know, not natural light here, but you can get the picture of what this is starting to look like. So I took it to 330 grit, 320, and that was good. Yeah, super smooth. Everything's looking good on it. Again, as I expected, everything is just gonna pop on it. End grains usually turn out really fun. This one did not disappoint either. Super nice. Again, so I just want to get this base coat on so that, excuse the mess. Yeah, this section. Get a base coat on, get the nice oils in there to start clogging up the pores of it, so that when we do the epoxy, we're not going to get too many more bubbles, that kind of stuff. Epoxy shouldn't change the look of it too much. It should just kind of continue to enhance it, but at the moment, it's looking pretty good. I'm happy with it, and after we get the plexiglass in, that should be a, yeah, fun thing. And then, again, epoxy just to kind of fill, you know, some of these holes, fill all this in so that water doesn't end up sitting in there. So that's the goal. So, but that's going to take a bit of prep to do that. A lot of these, I don't know, this hole right here, this one over here, go through all the way to the bottom. So I have to go underneath, tape that, make sure the epoxy doesn't go through. Same with the ones that go to the edge. You're going to have to tape all those off. So I got a lot of prep ahead of me. So anyways, I'm not sure if I'll end the video here or we will get to that. But either or, thanks guys for watching. And we're getting close. I'm getting excited. I'm hoping next week or so we'll get this out. But overall, it's a good looking table. At least I think so. Let me know what you think. Again, went with they're dusty now, but charcoal gray on the legs, which I think aren't going to stand out, but they're just going to just enhance it, just be there. Like a good drummer, you shouldn't actually notice them. But there you go. There's the look. That was fun. I love it. That really popped. It's really fun to get a cool view of what finished product's going to be. The epoxy's only going to enhance the look of that. It's not going to diminish it at all. So excited to get to that step. And speaking of, that's what next couple videos will be getting into, getting the plexiglass in place. I need to, as I mentioned, do some prep underneath so that the epoxy doesn't go through, and then I will get the plexiglass cut to rough size, probably even to finished size, and get it in there, and then do the coat, the pour of the epoxy. Just going to be a thin one to fill anything in, and then yeah, then we can put the fiber or the plexiglass down and go from there. I did mention one of the reasons I did end up going with plexiglass as well is the end of the table kind of, it pulled a little bit of a warp on it going up just after working with it and sitting, and so instead of it's just what it is. It's just the nature of the wood, and with the big split in there, it's not super well supported at the end, so it's going to happen. So with the plexiglass, I'm going to be able to bend it a little bit, where if I did actual tempered glass, obviously I'm not going to be able to do that. So anyway, so just wanted to update you on that. Another reason why I went with the plexiglass. So but anyway, so perfect. Well, I'm looking forward to the next couple of videos, getting it going here, getting in the ground, and getting some tables around it. What would you guys like to see? Comment below on what you would do for seating around it. Benches, chairs, yeah, let me know, and we'll go from there. Thanks, guys.